Hello and welcome to this 10-minute tip covering due dates, the calendar, and date management. I'm going to share my screen and take us into Blackboard. So up on my screen right now, you should see my Blackboard course. And the first step in this process is to establish due dates in the course that you're currently teaching. And you have a couple of different options for doing that. You can go to your learning activities, your assignments, your assessments, your discussion board, and locate the individual assignments, again, discussions, tests, blogs, journals. For example, here I have an assignment. If I click on the drop-down arrow to the right of it and click Edit, this is going to take me into the details of the assignment, and one of those is to set the due date. Check the checkbox, then click the calendar, which will pop up, and you have the option to go through and find your dates. I'm going to make this due this coming Sunday, and I want it to be due at the end of the day. Blackboard automatically puts that in as 11:59 p.m. Then I'm going to click Submit. So that's the first way that you can set a due date. Another way to set your due dates is to go into the Grade Center. Click Grade Center so that you expand the menu and go into the full Grade Center. Here you have a list of all of your gradable assessments in the course, whether they are actually present in the course, such as the assignment that we just saw, or whether you've added additional columns because you grade students on work that they complete outside of Blackboard. For either type, this step works. You'll click the drop-down arrow to the right of the assessment name and click Edit Column Information. Then scroll down, and again, you'll see the due date section where you can check the checkbox to the left of it. This particular column already had a due date. I'm going to go ahead and put it for a more current due date of 2016, and again have it due this Sunday, and again at the end of the day. I like to be consistent with my due dates, so if I choose Sunday due dates at the end of the day, for the first week, I tend to carry that trend forward throughout the rest of the course so that students have that consistency and can make certain assumptions about the due dates without being overly confused. I also like to do end of the day. That way, when I come in on Monday morning, I can begin grading. So I'm going to again click Submit. And that column now has a due date. So for this course, some of my columns have due dates and some of them don't. And there's a really nice view that you can go into, excuse me, so that you can see which of your columns already have due dates. That's under Manage, Column Organization. This is also a great view to go into if you think that your total column might be inaccurate. You might have columns that you aren't aware of that are adding to that total column that you can also come in here and locate. For now, we're concerned about due dates. So you'll see that there is this column right here where I can see which of my assessments already have due dates, and I can figure out which of them do not. Unfortunately, you can't change the due dates from within this view, but again, you can come in and identify those. I can see that VoiceThread assignment does not, so when I click Submit, I'm going to come back into my full Grade Center view. I'm going to scroll over to VoiceThread, and I can edit that column information to now add a due date. And I would do that for all the remaining columns that don't have due dates. One of the things I hear from faculty on a regular basis is that this is a time-consuming process, and I would agree with that. However, in Blackboard, there is a great tool that we can use to minimize the time investment the next time you teach the course. For example, maybe I taught this course in fall of 2015. I have now copied my course, or my course has been copied for me, into a spring 2016 course shell. All those due dates from fall 2015 came with that course copy, and I can now run date management. Date management is found under Course Tools in the Control panel. Again, click it to expand the menu and click Date Management. I have already run date management in this course before, so I need to click Run Date Management. If this is the first time you're running date management, you would have been brought to this option. You can choose to list all dates to review and click Start. That'll give you a list and you can now come in and manually change the dates. I prefer to use the course start date and have found that this works very effectively. I know that my course started on September 8th of 2015. That was my fall 2015 start date, and my spring 2016 start date is Tuesday, January 19th. By setting those two start dates, Blackboard will automatically push all of my dates forward for me. As you watch the screen, you'll see that it gives you confirmation of how far along it has come. It is now 100% complete. I'll click Next. And this will still take me to that screen where I can review all of the due dates for this course. So you'll see that some of my due dates are quite old because I've had this course shelf for a long time. So even though it did not push it forward into a January date, it's because Blackboard only pushes forward the dates a certain number of days. So it counted how many days it was from September 8th to January 19th, and it pushed forward all my due dates by that number of days. It's nice, however, because if you had a Sunday due date in your fall course shell and you still want to keep Sunday due dates in your spring course shell, it will do that for you. Now that you've had Blackboard kind of magically set all of your due dates for you, you want to find a way to share those with students. Students can see that through their My Grades. They'll see a list of their grades as well as the due dates for all gradable assessments. You'll also want to give them access to the calendar. To do that, go up to the upper left of the screen, click Tool Link, give it a name. I'm going to just call it Calendar. From the list of tools, select Calendar and make it available to users. That automatically dropped it down here at the bottom. I'm going to pull it up. Some of you might already have this link existing in your course. If so, you don't need to do anything else for your due dates to show up on the calendar. I'm going to click on the calendar link to show you what those due dates look like. I don't know if I'm going to have any in January, but we'll see. I should have something. You'll see here that you can choose which of your calendars display on this calendar. Students have that same option. That means that students don't only see the due dates for this course, but they see due dates for every course that they're in. It doesn't look like I have any due dates that were going to show up for January because I did that date management. December, however, does. And they're color coded, and those color coding align with this color coding. So I know that this gray is this EDU 6370 course. I click on it, I see additional information. Since I'm the instructor for that course, I have the option to come in and grade or edit this assignment. If I was a student, I would have the option to click on this assignment name and it would take me directly to either that discussion or that assignment in that course in Blackboard. Very quickly, I want to show you that at the bottom, you can get external calendar link. When this pops up, press Control-C on your keyboard and then open up your Google or your iCalendar. So I'm going to go into my Google Calendar here quickly to show you now how to add that. You go down to Other Calendars, click Add by URL, Control-V and add calendar, and it will automatically show up on this calendar. So that is the end of this 10-minute tip, and I will now open it up for any questions that you might have.